Today we're going to make the infamous Chipotle guacamole recipe. It is so simple, you could memorize it. And you don't have to pay 50 bucks for a side of guacamole. All you need is 6 simple ingredients: avocado, cilantro, salt, fresh lime juice, and a red onion. First thing I do is prep all my ingredients. I start with the cilantro and I remove all the leaves from the stems, and I'll tell you why. While the stems do have great cilantro intense flavor, they kind of have a tough texture, especially when you have such a nice light creamy avocado base. Once I remove all the leaves, I take a nice sharp knife and then chop it, going over several times until it's nice and fine. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons cilantro, but as you can see, I have a little more than 2 tablespoons, and that's because I love cilantro. I would also recommend not subbing out dried cilantro for fresh. It's just not as good. Once I chopped it nice and fine, I add it to a bowl and then set aside. I also have a question. Do you clean your workstation as you go like I do? I find it so much easier. I then take my red onion, chop it like I would a whole onion. I did use some of this last night, which is why it's not a full onion. Don't waste ingredients, use what you got. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup chopped red onion. So what I do is I chop it just like I would the cilantro, but not as fine. I have used yellow onion in the past because I didn't have a red handy. So whatever you have, it'll be fine. I placed it in my bowl and then moved on to my avocados. I like to take a sharp knife, cut into it till it hits the pit, and then slowly move the knife around until I can easily turn both halves. I then take my knife, swiftly cut into the pit, turn, and the pit pops out super easy. Now there's 3 ways to remove the meat from an avocado. The first way is taking the skin and slowly peeling it off until you've removed all of it, just like so. This is great if you're easily wanting to slice it or dice it. The second way is to take a big spoon and then, getting as close to the skin as possible, scoop out all the meat. I'm not sure why, I just don't prefer this way. The third method I used is to take a sharp knife and then score the inside of the avocado just like so. You want it to be a cross hatch. Be careful to not cut through the skin, as you want to keep that intact. Choose any way that works best for you, but once you have 2 avocados diced up, take out a big bowl, bigger than you think. Big bowls allow extra space so you don't mash the ingredients and they all fall out. Add your 2 avocados into the bowl. As you can see, I'm using all different types of methods, plus you're going to mash it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I added 2 teaspoons of lime juice, and this is very important. Your lime juice should always be your second ingredient, because when you're mashing it like this, you sprout out all the lime juice, and I truly believe that this keeps your avocado fresh and green the longest. Once you're done slightly mashing your avocado, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 tablespoons of your chopped cilantro. If you like cilantro like me, I add in 2 heaping tablespoons of it, whatever your preference is. Finally, add in 1/4 cup of your chopped red onion. Again, I like a little extra. Then what you're going to do is mix it all together, slightly mashing it again. You're going for a slightly chunky, slightly creamy consistency. That's how my family likes it, and I think that's how Chipotle does it. You want to be able to see the avocado pieces. Can I just say, there are so many variations of guacamole. But I personally like this recipe because it is super simple, it's really fresh, and of course, it's delicious. In the end, the full recipe is 2 ripe avocados, 2 teaspoons lime juice, 2 tablespoons cilantro, 1/4 cup red onion, 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Chipotle also said they add 1/2 of jalapeno with the seeds, but I didn't have that. It does add a nice spice though. Let me know in the comments what other ingredients you add to your guacamole recipe. I've heard anything from peas to tomato, so let me know. This is my first video, so let me know if you liked it. Thanks for watching.